Pragmatic. Okay, second last topic. Pragmatic software metrics. So what is the meaning of this pragmatic software metrics? Measurement of things is very much useful, but it doesn't do any thinking for the decision makers. It provides data to help them to ask right questions, to understand the context and make some objective decisions. And because of the highly dynamic nature of software projects, these measures must be available at any time, tailorable to various subsets of evolving product, like your release, version, component, classes, and maintained so that trends can be assessed. First and second derivatives with respect to time, first release, second release also you can say. So the situation here is like it has been achieved in practice only in projects where metrics are maintained online as an automated form, you can say. That's why this topic name is given as pragmatic software metrics, because we have to talk about some realistic scenarios. Pragmatic means realistic. If till now we have seen what software metrics do in theoretical form, in a bookish form we have seen, but in real time scenario, how it helps, that you have to talk about. So here the main question arise up, what are some basic good characteristics of a good metric that you have to remember. So how that metric should help the people of the organization or the members of the team also, you can say. So for that one, these are some basic metric. One by one we have to see. So the metric is considered meaningful by the customer, manager and performer. If any one of these stakeholders does not see the metric as meaningful, it will not be utilized. First thing. Obviously, if the customer is not finding the evaluation criteria, metric is what? We are checking, we are evaluating our project on some parameters. And on the basis of the result that we are getting, if customer, manager, performer is not satisfied with the performance, with the metric measure, then what is the use of it? Obviously, okay. So that's why also along with the same thing, customer is always right is the sales motive, not the engineering people who are developing it. So customers come to software engineering providers or developers because they are more expert than the customers at developing and managing software. So here the part of customer is very much important, that is to be kept in mind while uh, identifying or deciding which metrics will be utilized for the development of the software for the evaluation criteria. Next, a good metric demonstrates quantifiable correlation between process perturbations and business performance. So process perturbations means how your process is behaving or any ups and downs in the process, how your process is improving, the resources, the things that are being utilized for the process of the organization, and your performance of the business. That means the only real organizational objectives are financial, like your budget reduction, profit margin increase. These things will show us the performance of the, you can say, organization, business performance. Then third one, a good metric is objective and unambiguously defined. So objectivity should translate in some form of numeric representations like numbers, percentages, ratios, which give us some clear idea about the things as compared to textual representations like good, excellent, fair, poor. In spite of that, we should have some numbers which will give us how exactly the project is performing. So that's why it is being said, you can say two things can be good, but how will you differentiate between them? On the basis of their numbers or on the basis of their percentage? Okay, so that's why it is being said that numeric representation should be more as compared to textual representations, so that you will have a clear insight into the project. Next one, fourth one, a good metric displays trends. And this is very important characteristic. Understanding the change in a metric's value with respect to time, subsequent projects, subsequent release, and so forth is an extremely important perspective, especially for today's iterative development methods. So here it is very rare that a given metric drives the appropriate action directly. More typically, a metric presents a perspective. It is up to the decision authority, your manager, team leader, or any another processing entity of the organization to interpret the metric and decide on the basis of the result, on the basis of the evaluation, what decision is to be taken. So it represents trends, which gives us the idea to take an effective decision. That is the purpose over here. Next one, fifth and sixth. So these two are the last points that we are discussing. And let me download your attendance also. Next is, it is natural byproduct of the process. That means the metric does not introduce any new artifacts or any overhead activities. It will, it is derived directly from your workflows in the way requirement workflow, your design workflow, implementation workflow. So on the basis of them, they are being derived. Last one, it is supported by automation. Automation is a very important word with the modern practices. It always come up for the software developments, and experience has demonstrated that most successful metrics are those which are collected and reported by automated tool. That's why a good metric supports automation. Okay. So I think that's it about this topic of pragmatic software.